Welcome. This is Module 13, Conflict Resolution, and our ultimate outcome is to help our staff understand conflict style, their own personal style, and then how to resolve conflict. So have your staff complete the TKI on pages 44 to 47 and bring it with them to this training. Remember, this is a self-evaluation and self-graded, so the accuracy is going to be skewed a little bit because of that. We tend to measure our intent, not our behaviors. With that said, I want you to make sure you understand the difference between conflict that is behavior-driven and conflict that is situation-driven. Situations occur differently to different people. Conflict that is situation-driven simply needs to be talked through. It's a communication, not a confrontation. Conflict that is behavior-driven has behavior that is creating outcomes that need to be changed. And so the behavior has to be changed, and so that's a confrontational situation. Max Lucado says conflict is inevitable, but combat is optional. That's what we want to try and work on. So understanding Thomas Kilmann's research, you can understand that there's a vertical axis and a horizontal axis, and the vertical is concerned for own goals, the horizontal is concerned for other goals. And then notice that the 5 different styles of conflict or resolving conflict go into that based on win and lose and win and lose. And one of the ways to explain this simply is the shorthand is accommodating, I win, you lose. Collaboration, I win, you win. Compromising, we win some, we lose some. Avoiding, I lose, you lose. Competing, I win, and you lose. It's a great shorthand for understanding this. Now, there's going to be some hints on doing some additional reading to get that done. And so if you would just want to go to this website, it's actually in your manual. You can click on it. It'll take you right to this website. It's a PDF that explains the competing, the accommodating, the avoiding. And I've just put some simple ones in your notes for you, but if you want to do more research on it, this is where you'll go. And then here we have the collaborating and the compromising. It's important that you understand what's taking place here because it will put you in a frame of mind to actually be able to lead people through and spot how people are actually moving through conflict. Each of us is capable of all 5 conflict handling modes, but we tend to go with the one that is part of our makeup. And so what we need to do is learn to identify when we need to move out of our pattern and use other conflict solving issues. And so we have situational considerations, and you have the higher, the medium, and the low in terms of the relationship. And again, remember, it's issue importance, relationship importance, power importance, and time. Those are the 4 components of every conflict: issue, relationship, relative power, and time constraints. So in that setting, here's some questions you would walk through in your own thinking. What's the real issue? Is this an issue or a relationship thing? What's the relationship? Is the relationship the problem, or is the issue the problem? What's the power or the authority situations here? Remember, I told you there's 4. What's the power? And then the 4th one is what are the time constraints? So issue, relationship, authority or power, who holds the power, and what are the time constraints? This helps us get through the pattern of conflict. Now, in the process, this is going to give you a quick little sheet on when to use which style. In reading that website, that PDF I gave you, there'll be more information on this, but here's a good synopsis of it. Competing, when it's appropriate, when it's inappropriate. And it's very, very interesting. A lot of us have competing as our basic conflict resolution style. That has some predictable results. Collaborating, appropriate, inappropriate. Compromising, when's it best, when's it not. Avoiding, that's a very, very interesting one. When a person has avoiding as their permanent or baseline conflict style, they have a lot of work to do to really get better at conflict. Accommodating, when's it appropriate, when's it inappropriate. So what we're trying to wrestle with is identifying our staff in each of these 5 guidelines. And I would go so far as to keep a list on your desk or by your computer that says this is staff number 1 and here's their baseline conflict resolution style. And so when conflict comes up, you know instantly where they're coming from or where they're starting from, and you can coach them through using other styles of conflict resolution that would be more appropriate. Remember, you're going to examine issue, relationship, power or authority, and time. Those are the 4 components that will help us get through and resolve conflict.